Wait, you're that Marcus Johnson? The store manager stared at Marcus, the quiet cashier from Register 7. The guy who'd worked there for 12 years. Never late, never complained, just scanned groceries and went home. I don't know what you mean, Marcus said, uncomfortable. Marcus Johnson, original Hamilton cast. You played Aaron Burr. You were nominated for a Tony Award. Marcus's face went pale. That was a long time ago. The manager pulled up an old playbill on her phone. There he was, younger, in costume, The Lost Years of Aaron Burr, starring Marcus Johnson. Why didn't you ever tell anyone? Marcus looked down. Because I'm not that person anymore. I'm just a cashier, and I'd like to keep it that way. But in 3 days, everything would change, because the store was organizing a talent show, for charity, to raise money for the children's hospital. And Marcus's 15-year-old daughter Zoe was about to reveal her father's secret to the entire town. Marcus Johnson didn't grow up dreaming of Broadway. He grew up in South Side Chicago, project housing, single mom working 3 jobs. But Marcus could sing. Not just sing, he could perform. When Marcus sang, something magical happened. The room stopped. People listened. His middle school music teacher, Mrs. Rodriguez, noticed first. Marcus, have you ever thought about musical theater? Musical theater? That's for rich white kids. That's not true. And you have something special, a voice that tells stories. Mrs. Rodriguez entered Marcus in a citywide talent competition. He sang Seasons of Love from Rent. He won. The prize? A scholarship to Chicago School of Performing Arts. Marcus's mom cried when she heard. Baby, you're going to do something amazing. I know it. Marcus threw himself into theater. Acting classes, voice lessons, dance training. At 18 he auditioned for Juilliard in New York. Got in, full scholarship. New York was overwhelming, fast, expensive, competitive, but Marcus thrived. He did off-Broadway shows, small roles, ensemble work, paying his dues. Then, at 25, he heard about a new musical, something different, hip-hop, historical, about Alexander Hamilton. The audition notice said, seeking diverse cast, all ethnicities, must rap. Marcus had grown up on hip-hop. This was his lane. He auditioned, rapped, sang, acted. 2 weeks later, his phone rang. Marcus, this is Lin-Manuel Miranda. I'd like to offer you the role of Aaron Burr. Marcus's hands shook. Are you serious? Dead serious. You're our Burr. Aaron Burr, the antagonist, the narrator, one of the lead roles in what would become the biggest musical in Broadway history. Hamilton opened off-Broadway in 2015. The reviews were ecstatic. A revolution. The future of musical theater. Marcus Johnson is a revelation as Aaron Burr. The show moved to Broadway, Richard Rodgers Theater, sold out for years in advance. Marcus performed 8 shows a week, matinees on Wednesday and Saturday, evening shows Tuesday through Sunday. It was exhausting, exhilarating, everything he'd ever dreamed of. Opening night, Marcus's mom sat in the front row. When he took his bow, she stood and cried, "I'm so proud of you, baby." That year, Marcus was nominated for a Tony Award, Best Featured Actor in a Musical. He didn't win, but he was nominated. At 26 years old, in the biggest show on Broadway. Life was perfect. And then he met Linda. Linda wasn't from the theater world. She was a pediatric nurse at Mount Sinai Hospital. They met at a charity event, Broadway Cares as Equity Fights AIDS. Marcus was performing. Linda was volunteering. After his performance, she approached him. "You were incredible, but you look sad when you sang The Room Where It Happens. Why?" Marcus was surprised. Most people just wanted autographs, because Burr is tragic. He wants to be in the room. He wants to matter. But he's always watching from the outside. Linda nodded. "That's beautiful. And sad." "Yeah. Are you like that, always watching?" Marcus thought about it. "Maybe. Theater it's a lot of performance. Sometimes I forget what's real." Linda smiled. "Then let me show you something real. Coffee." They got coffee. Talked until 3 a.m. Marcus fell in love. They married 2 years later. Small ceremony. Just family and close friends. Linda understood the theater life, sort of. The late nights, the weekend performances, the energy it took. "I knew what I was signing up for," she'd say. "You're a star. I'm proud of you." When Zoe was born, Marcus was backstage, between Act 1 and Act 2 of Hamilton. His phone buzzed. Linda's mom. "Baby's coming. Hospital now." Marcus panicked. I can't leave. The show. "Marcus, your daughter is being born." Marcus ran, still in costume, grabbed a cab, made it to the hospital just as Zoe was born. He held her, this tiny, perfect human. "Hey Zoe, I'm your dad. I'm gonna give you everything. But giving her everything meant something different than Marcus thought. The next 3 years were a blur. Marcus performed in Hamilton, 1,000+ performances. The show ran for years, but he was never home. Tuesday through Sunday, Marcus was at the theater, matinees, evening shows, 8 performances a week. Mondays were his only day off, but often he had rehearsals, understudy run-throughs, press events. Linda raised Zoe alone. "Marcus, you missed her first steps. I know, I'm sorry, but we're filming the Disney Plus version. This is huge. Marcus, you missed her first steps. She walked, and you weren't there. Linda, you promised you'd be present, but you're not. You're performing, always performing." Marcus felt guilty, but he didn't know how to stop. This was Hamilton, the biggest show in the world. How could he walk away? When Zoe was 3, Linda gave Marcus an ultimatum. "I want another baby, but not like this, not with you gone all the time. Linda, I can cut back, maybe drop to 6 shows a week." "Marcus," Linda's voice was firm, "I need a husband. Zoe needs a father, not a Broadway star who visits on Mondays." "What are you saying?" "I'm saying choose, the show or your family." Marcus was stunned. "That's not fair. Hamilton is my career. It's who I am." "No," Linda said, "it's what you do. Who you are is a husband and father, but you've forgotten." "I haven't forgotten." "Then prove it. Quit the show, be present, or lose us." Marcus thought she was bluffing. She wasn't. Linda filed for divorce when Zoe was 4. The divorce devastated Marcus. He tried to negotiate. "What if I take a leave of absence? 6 months off?" "Marcus, I don't want 6 months, I want a life. And you can't give me that while you're in Hamilton. So you're making me choose between my career and my daughter. I'm making you choose between fame and family. And if you choose fame, you'll see Zoe every other weekend. Is that what you want?" Marcus broke down. "No, God no, I want to be her dad." "Then be her dad." Marcus went to Lin-Manuel Miranda, explained the situation. Lin was understanding. "Marcus, family comes first, always. We'll miss you, but do what you need to do." Marcus performed his final show on a Saturday night. The cast gave him a standing ovation backstage. "You're one of the best burrs we've ever had," Lin said. "If you ever want to come back, the door is open." "Thanks," Marcus said, "but I think I'm done with Broadway." Marcus moved to Ridgemont, Oregon with Zoe. Small town. Population 5,000. Far from New York. Linda stayed in New York. Joint custody. Zoe would live with Marcus during the school year. Summers with Linda. Marcus needed a job. Something stable. Flexible hours. Close to home. He saw a job posting. Safeway grocery store. Cashier. 16/hour. It was humbling. From Broadway to bagging groceries. But Marcus didn't care. Zoe was more important than ego. He got hired. Register 7. Tuesday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. It was simple. Scan items. Smile at customers. Go home. Nobody knew he'd been on Broadway, and Marcus didn't tell them. He was just Marcus, the friendly cashier. Zoe adjusted well to Ridgemont. New school, new friends, quiet life. She was a happy kid, smart, curious, and Marcus noticed she loved to sing. "Dad, can I take voice lessons?" Marcus hesitated. Music had taken him away from family. Did he want that for Zoe? But Linda's voice in his head. "Don't punish her for your choices." "Yeah, sweetheart. Let's find you a teacher." Zoe thrived. School choir, local theater productions. She had talent, real talent. "Dad, I think I want to study music. Maybe Broadway someday." Marcus's heart broke a little. "That's great, Zoe, but it's hard, really hard." "I know, but you did it." "Yeah, and it cost me a lot." "Like what?" Marcus didn't know how to explain. "We'll talk about it when you're older." 12 years passed. Marcus worked at Safeway, raised Zoe, lived quietly. He never sang. Not even in the car. Singing reminded him of what he'd lost. Zoe was now 15, high school sophomore, still loved music, still dreamed of Broadway, but she didn't know her dad's full story. Marcus had told her, "I used to act in New York. Small stuff. Didn't work out." He never mentioned Hamilton, never mentioned the Tony nomination, never mentioned that he was once on the biggest stage in the world. Why? Because Marcus was ashamed. He'd walked away, quit at his peak. He felt like a failure, and he didn't want Zoe to see him that way. But secrets don't stay buried forever. It started with the store manager, Patricia. She gathered the staff in the break room. "Okay team, Safeway Corporate is sponsoring a charity event, talent show. All proceeds go to Ridgemont Children's Hospital." Everyone groaned. "A talent show? Yes, each store in the region is participating. We need volunteers. Anyone have a talent?" Silence. Then one of the baggers, Kevin, raised his hand. "I can juggle." "Great. Anyone else?" More silence. Patricia sighed. "Come on people, it's for sick kids." Marcus stayed quiet. Scanned his phone. "Marcus?" Patricia looked at him. You got any talents? Nope. Come on. Everyone's got something. I'm good. Patricia dropped it. Okay. Well, if anyone changes their mind, let me know. That night, Marcus picked up Zoe from school. How was your day? Good. Guess what? The school is sending a group to perform at the Safeway talent show for the hospital fundraiser. Marcus's stomach dropped. Your school? Yeah, choir. We're singing a medley from Wicked. I'm doing Defying Gravity solo. That's great, sweetheart. Are you going to be there? I'll be working. So yeah, perfect. You can watch from Register 7. Marcus forced a smile. Can't wait. The day of the talent show arrived. Safeway's parking lot was packed. Local news was there. The store had set up a stage in the front of the store. Chairs for 200 people. Marcus worked Register 7, scanning groceries, trying to stay invisible. Zoe's choir performed. They were good. Zoe's solo was beautiful. Marcus watched from his register, proud but distant. Then Patricia took the mic. Thank you, Ridgemont High. And now, we have a few Safeway employees performing. Kevin juggled, got polite applause. Another employee did magic tricks. Mediocre. Then Patricia said. And finally, actually, wait, let me make an announcement. She looked directly at Marcus. Oh no, Marcus Johnson, our cashier on Register 7, has been with us for 12 years. Reliable, friendly. But what most of you don't know is, Marcus's heart raced. Marcus used to perform on Broadway. Gasps from the crowd. Zoe's head snapped up. What? Patricia continued. I did some research. Marcus was in Hamilton, original cast, played Aaron Burr, Tony nominated. The crowd erupted. Zoe stared at her dad. Dad. Marcus wanted to disappear. Patricia called him up. Marcus, come on, sing something for us. No, I can't. But the crowd was chanting. Marcus, Marcus. Zoe ran over. Dad, is this true? You were in Hamilton? Marcus looked at his daughter, 15 years old, confused, hurt. Yeah, Zoe, it's true. Why didn't you tell me? Because I left. I quit. I'm not proud of it. Dad, you were nominated for a Tony Award. That's incredible. It doesn't matter anymore. It matters to me, Zoe said. Please, Dad, sing, for the kids, for the hospital. Marcus looked at the crowd, at Patricia, at Zoe. I haven't sung in 12 years. Then it's time, Zoe said. Marcus walked to the stage. His hands shook. His throat was dry. Someone handed him a microphone. The crowd was silent, waiting. Marcus closed his eyes, and then he sang. Theodosia writes me a letter every day. I'm keeping her bed warm while her husband is away. He's on the British side in Georgia. He's trying to keep the colonies in line, but he can wait for it. He can wait for it. The first note, Marcus's voice cracked. But then, muscle memory kicked in. His Broadway training, his years of performances, the voice was still there. I am the one thing in life I can control. I am an inimitable, I am an original, I'm not falling behind or running late. I'm not standing still, I am lying in wait. The crowd was mesmerized. This wasn't grocery store karaoke, this was Broadway, professional, powerful. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. I am an inimitable, I am an original. And if there's a reason I'm still alive, when so many have died, then I'm willing to wait for it. Marcus's voice soared, raw emotion. 12 years of silence pouring out. He wasn't performing anymore, he was confessing. Life doesn't discriminate between the sinners and the saints. It takes, and it takes, and it takes, and we keep living anyway. We rise and we fall, and we break, and we make our mistakes. And if there's a reason I'm still alive, when everyone who loves me has died, I'm willing to wait for it. The grocery store was silent. Then, someone started clapping, then another, then the entire crowd stood, standing ovation. Zoe was crying, smiling, clapping. Marcus looked at her. I'm sorry I didn't tell you. Dad, that was beautiful. Someone recorded Marcus's performance, posted it to TikTok. Broadway star singing Hamilton at grocery store. Overnight, it went viral. 1 million views, 5 million, 10 million. News outlets picked it up. Former Hamilton star found working as cashier. Comments flooded in. This man has more talent in one note than most people have in a lifetime. Why is he working at a grocery store? Someone sign him. This is what sacrifice looks like. He gave up Broadway for his daughter. Respect. Lin-Manuel Miranda retweeted it. Marcus Johnson was one of the best Burrs we ever had. Still got it. The next day, Marcus's phone exploded. Calls, texts, emails, Broadway producers, casting directors, record labels. Marcus, we'd love to have you back. Marcus, we're doing a Hamilton tour. Marcus, we want to produce your solo album. But Marcus ignored them all, except one. A call from Linda. Marcus, I saw the video. Yeah, you were incredible. I forgot how beautiful your voice is. Thanks. Marcus, why did you never tell Zoe about Hamilton? Because I was ashamed. I quit. I walked away from my dream. No, Linda said gently, you walked toward a better dream, being a father. And Marcus, you've been an amazing father. Marcus's eyes filled with tears. You think so? I know so. Zoe adores you. She's proud of you. Even though I'm just a cashier. Marcus, you're not just anything. You're a dad who sacrificed everything for his daughter. That's more than Broadway. That's heroic. That night, Zoe came to Marcus's room. Dad, can I ask you something? Of course. Do you regret it? Leaving Broadway? Marcus thought about it. Honest answer. Sometimes. Yeah, I loved performing. I loved Hamilton. It was the biggest thing I'll ever do. Then why did you leave? Because your mom was right. I was choosing fame over family, and that's not who I wanted to be. But Dad, you could have done both. Maybe, but I didn't know how, and by the time I figured it out, it was too late. Zoe sat beside him. Dad, I've been thinking, I want to go to Broadway someday, but I don't want to lose what you lost. What do you mean? I don't want to choose between my dreams and my family. I want both. Marcus smiled. Then learn from my mistakes. Don't let the work consume you. Remember why you're doing it. Not for fame, for joy, for connection. Will you help me? Teach me? Marcus looked at his daughter, 15 years old, talented, driven, just like he was, but wiser, because she'd watched him. Yeah, Zoe, I'll teach you, but only if you promise me something. What? Don't make the same mistakes I did. Be better than me. Zoe hugged him. I'll try, Dad. A week later, Marcus got a call. Marcus Johnson? Yes, this is Jeffrey Seller, producer of Hamilton. Marcus sat up. Mr. Seller. Hi, Marcus, I saw your video. You still sound incredible. We're launching a new national tour, West Coast, starting in Portland. I'd like you to reprise Aaron Burr. Marcus's heart raced. I'm honored, but I can't. Can I ask why? Because I have a daughter, Zoe. She's 15, and I'm not leaving her again. What if she came with you? We could arrange housing, schooling. She could be part of the tour. Marcus paused. You'd do that. Marcus, you're one of the best Burrs in Hamilton history. We want you back, and if bringing your daughter makes that possible, we'll make it work. Marcus thought about it. Can I talk to Zoe? Of course. Take your time. That night, Marcus told Zoe about the offer. Dad, that's amazing, but it means moving to Portland. You'd have to leave Ridgemont, your friends, your school. Dad, it's Broadway. Well, a tour, but still, you'd be performing again. But what about you? Dad, I'd love to come. I could watch you perform, learn from the cast. It would be incredible. Are you sure? Dad, you gave up Broadway for me once. Don't do it again. Let's do this together. Marcus's eyes filled with tears. You're an amazing kid, you know that? I learned from an amazing dad. 6 months later, Portland, Oregon, Keller Auditorium, Hamilton National Tour, opening night. Marcus stood backstage, in costume. Aaron Burr's dark coat, powdered wig. It had been 12 years since he'd worn this costume. His hands shook, not from fear, from excitement. Zoe was in the front row. Linda flew in from New York. Even Patricia from Safeway came. The lights dimmed. The music started. Marcus took a deep breath and stepped onto the stage. The performance was magic. Marcus hadn't lost a step. His voice, his presence. The audience was captivated. When he sang Wait for It, the audience was silent, hanging on every word. And when he finished, the applause was thunderous. After the show, Marcus met Zoe backstage. Dad, you were incredible. Thanks, sweetheart. I'm so proud of you. Linda came over. Marcus, that was beautiful. I'm glad you're back. Me too. But this time, I'm doing it right. Family first. Always. Marcus didn't stay with Hamilton forever. Just 1 year. Long enough to remember why he loved it. But when the tour ended, Marcus returned to Ridgemont. He didn't go back to Safeway. Instead, he opened a small performing arts school, Ridgemont Academy of Theater Arts, teaching kids, including Zoe. If you're going to pursue theater, Marcus told his students, do it for the right reasons, not for fame, not for ego, but because you love telling stories. And never forget, the people who love you matter more than the applause. Zoe graduated high school, got into Juilliard, Marcus's alma mater. Dad, I got in. I knew you would. Will you miss me? Every day. But Zoe, go. Chase your dream. Just remember what I taught you. Family first. Always. Always. Years later, Zoe made her Broadway debut in a new musical, lead role. Opening night, Marcus sat in the audience. She was brilliant. When she took her bow, she looked at Marcus, mouthed, I love you, Dad. Marcus cried, because he'd learned something important. Success isn't about how high you climb. It's about who you bring with you, and teaching the next generation to do it better than you did. The end.